Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters. Welcome to the Ritchie Roundup. I am your host, the most handsomest, podcastingest, radio hostingest man in the world. This is stuff that I don't get to on my radio show because I don't have time. Not that it's not important. Not that it's not good enough to make it on the radio show. It's just that I don't have time to get it on there. Actually, it's not that at all. I actually plan material for the Ritchie Roundup and make it just seem like, oh, this is just extra stuff. Oh, come and get it extra. When it is actually just more work that I am doing. It's work. But I appreciate your being here for the work. All right. So I have for you an example of today's liberal mindset. Now, I don't know that this is full on Marxism or that this young woman that I'm going to feature here is one of these crazy communists and all of that stuff. But this to me just seems like modern day liberalism. And kind of, more along the lines of your modern day liberalism / narcissism that we see so much of in today's world. All right. So I'm going to play you the sound clip. Here we go. Check it out. This young woman looks to be about late 20s, septum ring, big glasses, no makeup, just basically looks as if she puts absolutely no effort into trying to present herself in the best light. One of those, this is just how I am, accept me or else kind of things. Okay, so this is what she has to say. She works in the child care industry.
So I'm leaving childcare for a multitude of reasons. One of the reasons I'm leaving is because I'm tired of being the first fat person that a child has ever interacted with before. I understand kids say things, they're still learning. I don't get anything else about my appearance mentioned by kids. And when I say kids, I mean like 4 and under. It does not matter.
Okay, now right away, she should not be influencing children by the way she speaks. I don't get anything about my appearance. She does the upspeak thing. She talks like a moron. She's only in middle school herself. Okay, so she's leaving childcare because all they talk about her. They don't mention anything about her appearance except for the fact that she's fat. Okay.
If I work at a preschool, there will be a child that will ask me, do I have a baby in my tummy?
In my tummy. I'm sorry. Oh God, it's just, yeah. All right.
They will just call me big and fat. So I just need to know, if you're a parent, and especially if you have no fat people in your life, let's maybe have a conversation with our kids about what to say about people's appearances and what not to say. Dare I say, even worse than being the only queer person at a preschool or being the first queer person that your child has ever interacted with, because that's not visible 24/7. But my body is here. They can see that I'm fat, fat my whole life.
Yeah.
But let's just teach our kids about fat people. Is that so hard?
Let's just teach our kids about fat people. Is that so hard? Is that so hard? Now, let me say this first. She's right. The parents should be teaching kids. You don't say anything about somebody being fat. But kids are going to say things, and it is, it is to be corrected. Like, we don't say those things. That's not nice to say to somebody or whatever. But I'm going to tell you, I don't know what else she wants them to mention about her appearance that would be complimentary, because I'm going to tell you, there's nothing. Yeah, she may be sweet. Seems like she's nice enough. But yeah, that's all they say about my appearance. And does she want them to talk about her being queer? I don't get it. But and I don't even know if this is what they rail on, call, fat acceptance, where you're just supposed to accept the fact that, treat people who are fat as if that's the way to be. I've had my whole life like it's a disease. Now, as somebody who has had to fight weight for much of my adult life, I can sit here and tell you, if I've got little kids coming up to me and asking me if I've got a baby in my tummy, and people are always making comments about my being fat, the last thing that I would do is say, well, I'm never going to be around kids again. Or let's say, if it were common in the radio profession for coworkers to comment on somebody being fat, and all the while I was really at my fattest, I just said, radio people only comment about my being fat, and I'm going to quit radio. Listeners only want to talk about that I'm fat. They don't want to talk about my pretty green eyes, or they don't want to talk about that in the summer I'm called LeBronzed, any of that kind of stuff. They don't want to talk about all my great physical attributes other than that I'm fat. I'm quitting radio. But you see, the liberal victim mindset is always that. It's always, they're out to get me. There's nothing that I should do to improve myself. I mean, they've actually gone to the point with this fat acceptance of, you'll see these morbidly obese people. And now they're saying that obesity is an outdated term. That's not even a thing. These are the people who say follow the science, but they'll say fat people are healthy. There's nothing unhealthy about being fat. They'll sit and tell you this, and they'll go all around the world in order to convince you and themselves that there's nothing that they need to be doing differently in their lives. They've just been given this fatness, just like I've been given this whiteness, just like you've been given this whateverness. There's nothing you can do about it. And I'm going to tell you something. I have been on many diet programs. I've been on many workout programs. I've been, I was an athlete growing up. I never was fat until I got to be an adult, and I got into radio and started a sedentary lifestyle and drinking beer every night and partying it up. Whoop, whoop, eating meatball subs in the middle of the night, all of this stuff. And then I have been gym rat guy, count every gram of protein, ripped up, muscular, the whole thing. And then I've been just a big fat ass. I've been through all of it. I've been through so many workout routines and diet programs and all of this stuff. And I got news for you. Every one of them works if you want to lose weight. They all work to a certain extent. They all work if you just want to lose weight. If you stick to it and you do what you're supposed to do, and you pick, and that's not to say they're all going to be able to maintain your weight. But if you're just looking to move the scale, it's easy. It's easy. But when you sit around and convince yourself that nothing's wrong with you ever, just like she can't look in the mirror and say, you know what, I might be better off if I, got a different haircut, or if I actually tried to do something with my hair, or if I tried to improve my looks in any way. But what they do is You get these people that look in the mirror and they want this woman wants the attention that pretty girls get. And she begrudges the attention that they get. So she looks in the mirror and she says, I can never be pretty like that because of blah, 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 outside of my control. I'm never going to be pretty like these Barbie dolls, like these MAGA Barbies. So she goes the other way for attention, tat it all up with terrible work done on her with tattoos, septum ring, big old goofy glasses, hair, like the bangs in her hair all uneven and just overweight. Poor me. And again, I'm sure she's a nice person and she needs somebody to tell her the truth instead of somebody sitting around and going, oh, you're so right. You're a victim. It's not your fault. It's not your fault. And now here she is. Instead of looking like, hey, you know what? I could put forth a better example for these kids. I'm not going to be fat anymore. And I'm going to try to make myself more clean looking and put together. And I'm going to put an effort into how I present myself to the world. But what happens is in far too many cases, you get these people who look at it like, I don't want to put in the effort. I don't want to put in the work. And then they say, this is me. I'm presenting myself. And then they don't like how the world gives them feedback. It's not the world's fault if you decide that you're not going to put your best foot forward. And when you walk out of the house every day, you look in that mirror and that's not the best you could do. But far too many people nowadays want to just sit around and go, it's not my fault. It's not my fault. Yeah, this is not the best I could be, but what do you want from me? And look, it's kind of like what my mama told me when I was a kid. She said, son, whatever you decide to be, you need to try to be the very best of whatever it is every day. If you want to be a professional baseball player, you try to be the best professional baseball player every day. If you want to be a garbage man, you be the best garbage man you can be every day. And that's the way you need to look at it. If you're not, you can look and see that your genetics aren't great. You're not an attractive person. Nobody in your family is what you would call pretty or handsome. Still, put your best foot forward. Do your very best. Put the best version of you out there. But people don't do that. They look at it and go, oh, I went and I've gotten a job. I thought I wanted to work with kids, but kids are cruel and they say that I'm fat. So I'm not going to do it anymore. I'm just going to go be fat somewhere else where nobody even calls me a fat or even has the possibility to think it's fat. And I'm going to blame these parents and I'm going to blame the little kids and I'm going to blame everybody but me, the person that's And again, I'm not saying it to be cruel because I've been there. If I don't watch every bite I put in my mouth, I will be huge. I ain't gonna lie, I'm gonna be huge. But you just have to stop sometimes and take these people and go, listen to me, you're better than this. People don't tell these liberals that. People don't give them tough love. They don't tell them, hey, stop looking at it as everybody's against you. And look at it as, here's what I'm going to do to be the very best I can be. Get in there and, throw some mascara on and some lip gloss. Run a comb through your hair. Put on an outfit that doesn't look like, Mrs. Roper's moo-moos from Three's Company back in the 70s. You know what I'm talking about, you old people. You know what I'm talking about. Get some clothes that fit. How about a splash of color in your wardrobe? Get rid of the septic ring. Nobody looks good with a damn septic ring. I'm going to tell you that right now. If you're a young person and you're thinking about, what would really look good? A septum ring. No, it won't. Nobody, I don't care, even the communist of communists never looks at somebody with a septum ring and goes, oh man, that septum ring really sets her off. She looks hot with that septum ring. Now, that's not to say I haven't seen attractive people that have septum rings, But the septum ring is not the thing that makes you attractive. I've never looked at anybody and say, you know what would enhance her looks? A septum ring. They're walking around with that. That's just just a sign of saying, I need attention, but not in the right way. That's what that is. That's a cry for attention. It's a demand attention rather than command attention, which is not good. So, if you want people to think better of you, you don't want people criticizing you, and you actually put the emphasis on what you really want in life, which if you're walking around and you're saying, I don't want to be any smaller than what I am. I'm huge and I like it. I don't want to be attractive. I don't want to look clean. I don't want to this or that. You're lying to yourself. You know you do. And it just comes down to putting the work into it. As the kids say, put in the work of losing a few pounds and then, taking a shower and making it look like you took a shower. There's a difference in being clean and looking clean. You can be clean and still look dirty, and it kind of defeats the purpose. Okay? Okay, I'm glad we had this time together so we could learn and laugh. That's it for the Ritchie Roundup tonight. Thank you for listening and watching. I appreciate it. Go to tjritchie.com for all the podcasts that I do and the radio shows and all the other crap. Buy my merchandise. I needs the money. I needs that money better than the hog needs slop. So go buy the TJ Ritchie Show hat, the Make TJ Famous Again hat, all the TJ and Riggins merch, all of it. Please. I'm doing all this for you. I'm putting in the work. All right, I'll talk to you next time. Bye.